obviously, there was a storyline with you going into the game. How do you feel you played, and how do you feel about the season ending that way?
I feel I played good. I could have been better. I mean, coming out with a couple tackles, a couple big plays that we needed to turn over the ball on downs. But there's more I could have done. On that big run Saquon had, Bobby ended up taking the edge, so I folded back. One. It wasn't my gap, but I folded back a little too far. If I didn't fold back, I would have been right in that B gap waiting for him. That was something that could have been stopped. But knowing what I learned from my whole rookie year and seeing there's some dogs out there that you're gonna have to play every team. There's somebody that's gonna really test you. Just knowing that, I'm happy with everything so far.
You seem like you embraced what was coming at you from the crowd. What was your attitude going in, and how did that go?
Well, I like hostile environments. That don't mean nothing to me. It doesn't faze me. It hypes me up more of anything. It's not like I'm finna shy away or get nervous or anything like that. Nah, that turns me up. That hypes me up. BY was feeding off it. I was feeding off it. Kobie was feeding off it. We love it.
Given what this team overcame to even get to this point, how do you process the season after the way it did tonight?
It's upsetting because we've faced adversity on many levels. Being down, in California, having the natural disasters that have been happening there, internal things that we've had trouble with here and there. It sucks to how much adversity we had to overcome, and then in these final moments we weren't able to overcome anymore.
What did you guys do that you liked what you did? Obviously the conditions. If this game could have gone your way, just like it went their way. But what did you guys do defensively? Obviously Barkley just pounds out these big runs. But what did you guys do?
We were stopping the run first off, and foremost. You can't let him run all over the field. He's a dangerous running back, probably arguably the best in the league right now. I've played him, so I'm going to say he's the best in the league right now. He's been dominating. He's dangerous, so you have to kind of stop him before you can even do anything else. You have to earn the right to rush for third down.
Not that you're somebody that needs any more motivation already, but how do you use a result like this to fuel you in the offseason even more?
I don't ever want to feel like this again. I don't want my teammates to feel like this again. I don't ever want to look in their eyes and see anything but pure bliss and pure happiness. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Just talk about the way the fight you guys showed, and just to come so close and almost. I apologize if I've answered this question before. My apologies.
Yeah, you're good.
Just fighting back and coming this close. Just how tough was it, and how uplifted as well?
I mean, it sucks knowing we put ourselves in a lot of bad positions this year. Starting off 1-4, having this adversity, being down in this game, being down in that game, dropping a couple games that we could have really took advantage of and won. It sucks, and then going to this last game, having that final adversity, we just couldn't push past it. It's probably the worst feeling, but it's also humbling to know we put ourselves in these positions. Everything we did, every loss we took, every bad play, bad moment, that was on us. And to know that we have full control over our destiny it's a good feeling. It's comforting.
But then along those lines, though, especially this afternoon, when it seemed like all was going to be lost for that second Brooklyn touchdown, you guys found a way to get back in it and kept the fight going. Just how proud of you of this team for doing that.
I'm very proud of us, but we're never out. It doesn't matter what the score is, what the time is. We're never out. It's our fate's always in our hands.
We were inside with the snow. What was it like, and the challenges that it presented to you guys in today's game?
Y'all was inside?
Huh?
Well,
the media, yeah.
If y'all get y'all asses out there too. No, but it was honestly, it didn't really affect me too much. I mean, the ground, it kind of picks up a little bit more. You have to kind of pick up your feet a little bit more. But I'm from Dayton, Ohio, so it snows crazy like that all the time. I don't really feel anybody on our defense was really too affected by it or anything like that. There might have been a play here or there, we might have slipped or anything like that, but we just had to push past it. It wasn't too cold. It wasn't too bad.
As a defense, knowing that, outside of those three big plays, just three big rushing plays, you guys almost pitched a shutout. You kept them in such, they get great field position, you keep them to three. So is it really disappointing that it's just those three big plays that could be the difference in this game, and an easy win, I guess, for you guys?
I mean, football's a game of inches. It's a game of plays. It's whoever just makes the most plays. We shot ourselves in the foot on all three of those plays. There was things we all could have done to be better. A couple calls. Coach was telling us he could have put us in this call, could have done that, but we ran what we ran. We had to be better on it.
Yeah, it really comes down to just owning our assignments each and every play. And there was 3 or 4 plays where we let him break loose, and once he gets on the second and third level, he's really hard to tackle. I know one play they got us caught out in an overload rushing front, and they came up to the line and canned it. And I my antennas went up, and it was like, okay, they're canning it to a run, but I should have got us back into a more balanced front. And they ended up running, and they had numbers. And so whenever he gets up to the second and third level, that's really when he becomes really dangerous. And all the other times when you make the picture muddy for him, any running back, it's hard to get going. So.
We have time for one more, guys. Talk for a minute.
It didn't really. The same weather we're playing in is the same one that they are playing in. You would think that they would have been able to lean a little bit more on us and be able to drive us out, but I think our cleats were good, so it just played like a regular game for us. I'm sure on the back end there's a little bit trouble, tracking the ball. I saw that on both teams as well, but for us it's the same thing.
Yeah, obviously there are plays we want back in the game. Anytime you lose, that's the way it goes. Even when you win, you want some plays back. There's no different there. But I was really proud of this group really all season and the way that we battled, whether that was in game or game to game or week to week, whatever it was. Through this season, it wasn't perfect by any means, but this group really stuck together, played a total team. Effort every time we went out on the grass, and I feel like tonight was the same. Obviously, it's disappointing. So to end it this way, but proud of the way we battled.
What is the most disappointing way this thing ended for you guys that you can capitalize on?
Would love to have scored at the end. Obviously felt like as an offense we had them on the ropes. But they probably felt it too, and we were moving the rock really well the last two drives, and then just a couple kind of unforced errors here and there, and got behind the sticks. And you do that against a team like that with a defense like that, it's going to be a difficult thing to overcome. But proud of the way we fought, and sure wish we could have done a little bit there at the end to get it done.
I mean, you had that chance at the end. I mean, that's where you wanted to be when you're in a playoff game like this. When you had that opportunity to win, walk-off wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that was the plan. Obviously, got it down into scoring range and just didn't get it done.
Matthew, at the very beginning of the year, with some uncertainty with your contract coming into training camp and getting it done, and going on this run the way that you guys did, how are you feeling now about your present and your future with this team?
I'll talk about my present. Obviously, proud to be associated with this group, coaching staff, front office, group of players, training staff, equipment guys, everybody. Man, it was a hell of an effort all year to get to this point. Anytime you play like this and get into the playoffs and get a win and keep it moving, it's anytime you come up short, it's even tougher, and so that's difficult. But so proud to be associated with this group, and as far as my future goes, I mean it's 30 minutes after the last game, so I'll take some time to think about it. But I feel like I was playing some pretty good ball.
You got football left in you?
Sure feels like it.
Were you playing with a rib injury, Matthew?
Times. He's thinking 29, 28, 29.
Yep.
I'm sure you are. How do you process this and kind of what happened on fourth down?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to see the end of the play on fourth down, everybody's just talking about or whatever through it, and took a hit, got knocked down or whatever, so I didn't get to see the end of the play. I know Slay well enough to know his body language and that smile, knowing, how he felt about that play, but battled against him a bunch of times in practice over the years and have a ton of respect for who he is as a player, but the bottom line is we could have done some things, to keep ourselves ahead of the sticks and not have a fourth and forever, so, I'm not going to dwell on that too much, but walked the ball down with 4 minutes left or whatever it was, walked the ball down quickly, got a touchdown. Defense did a hell of a job getting a stop and kind of pulling it down deep into our territory and when we hit some plays and got it to where we wanted to be, had a chance for it and didn't get it done. But I love competing. I love being in those moments. I'm sure as hell not afraid of them. And competed my ass off and didn't go the way I wanted to today. Next time I'm out there, line it up, let's do it again.
You make it look easy doing what you're doing in the snow like that, but how difficult is it for you to, execute, this team to execute in snow?
Oh, yeah, it was difficult. There were some moments where it was a little bit tougher than others. I think it was probably tougher to catch it than maybe it was to throw it. But yeah, I mean, certainly that ball, that we had a missed exchange on in the third quarter on the right side, handing that ball off. I mean, last second that one shot out of my hand. So I mean, it was you know, it was difficult. You were going to have to deal with it. We knew that, but for the most part, you know, we just battled. I was so proud of our group, our defense. I mean, shoot, we gave them a short field a few times, and they were able to hold them to the 3, and you know, we turned it on and you know, started playing some good ball.
With your ribs, was that an existing thing that got re-agitated? And how'd you manage that?
Yeah, it's an NFL football season. I've been dealing with those kind of things, you know, to a varying degree for you know, some time, but just kind of got them going again, and but was able to kind of calm it down, and you know, I didn't feel like it was much of a factor. I felt like I threw the ball pretty good.